point everybody into a direction, which is, again, when you go to the homepage and you go over here to all coaching call library, the coaching call, first game planning call, definitely watch this one. This is from start to finish, running scans to putting ideas into your trading plan. But this coaching call on Wednesday night was, as you can see here, again, another 90-minute coaching call. And I strongly suggest, especially if you're a new member of the community, to watch this coaching call, because I did another onboarding session to show everybody where it is. And just to give everybody some context, I actually joked around at the beginning of the call that this call probably won't be that long. We only have a few questions, and it still ended up being 90 minutes. So we taught a lot of stuff on this coaching call, despite the fact that there were not a lot of questions. But what we did do is we went through the thought process of trade management and a bunch of things in that area. So I'd strongly recommend you jump in here and watch this video. We got a couple of requests for how to interpret the ticks. So make sure that you download this as well, because we do spend a good amount of time during the day reviewing and mentioning and quoting what's going on in the ticks. So make sure you get in here as well and download that. Take notes. And as I pointed out in last night's email, whether it's watching the replays or the game plans in the morning, excuse me, very important then to be prepared to come back to next Monday's coaching call with better /new /updated questions based on your experience in everything that we do so far. So again, as you can see here, Gus put this in the coaching call library category for his game plan ideas. So we want to make sure that once you go to the homepage, it's always on the top part of the page. So you'll see that here. If you don't want to scroll down, this game plan, I guess this is the best way to word it, because I'm not sure why it's being misunderstood. But each day has a dedicated game plan post. So for the day that we're talking about, that's where you put your ideas for the game plan. Okay, so when you see it here, I took Gus's post from that other post and put it in here for him. Okay, so that will be the last time that I explain it in that much detail again, because like I said, we've done it multiple times over the last week, and I want to make sure that these game plan calls are game plan calls and not new coaching calls, because there's multiple resources for new members to get caught up to speed. Especially, again, one last time, is if you go to the homepage of the forum, it's right here on the top, this onboarding video, which was a 90-minute video from last Monday. You can watch the video and you can click this Google document, which walks you through everything that's in the onboarding video. So it's kind of like a table of contents for everything in the video. So take your time, go through that, especially over the weekend, and you will be in good shape for next week especially. Okay. And by the way, obviously, one of the biggest comments that we get is there's a lot of stuff. And you want to know something? There's a lot of stuff for a reason. We're trying to learn how to actually be professional traders. If you want the 1, 2, 3 easy button approach and have somebody tell you this is the only one thing you need to do, that's not the real world. There's no other way to put it. If you really want to learn how to take money away from the smartest minds in the world or read what they're doing, you have to put the pieces together. There's no other way to put it. Also, I just want to point out, if you happen to have not seen the letter to everybody that I posted this morning, I posted it in a couple of different places, and this is a part of the conversation. If you're feeling sorry for yourself this week, please read this entire letter, walk through the ideas. But I think the most important part is number one is here, is people commenting, I love when my stocks get crushed. I think this is hysterical. And I can tell you straight up, based on all of my experience, including managing people in my own trading firm over the years, anybody who says that they love when their positions get crushed, look, I'd say this as strongly as possible. They're idiots. Why would anybody in the world want to see their winning positions get crushed, or even losing positions get crushed anymore? There's only one reason for that, and this is fact. This is not even my opinion. This is 100% fact. They're saying that because they didn't have the discipline to get out or use their stop loss. And the reason I'm pointing that out is that I don't want to see that happen to you. I don't want to see you turn a day trade into a swing trade. I don't want to see you turn a swing trade into a long-term investment simply because you didn't have a plan. And if you did have a plan, you did not act on that plan. And again, just bringing the whole thing to a head here. Don't wait for the perfect time. And we get a lot of, oh my gosh, the market went down for 4 days. I picked trading. I started trading at the wrong time. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm trading, at this time. This is horrible. Well, again, I'll just bring this up. This is what you've had to trade with to start. That's the last 18 months. And this is the first 2 years that I started trading. So just put this in context. All right. That's the first 2 years I started trading. This is the last 18 months. So anybody right now who's saying that the market conditions, oh my gosh, I wish I started trading in different conditions. You're wrong. I don't know if there's any other way to say it. The market's basically been vertical since March of 2020. And this, while challenging when I started trading, which was, I could tell you exactly to the day, it was April 17th of 2000. The market basically went down until March of 2003. That's just a fact. And you can see here where we started to rally. This is when the Saddam Hussein statue came down and the market ended up finally catching a bid. I remember where I was in the office. I was watching it when they pulled the statue down with the tank. So this was challenging, but I actually learned how to manage risk, manage capital, understand what great ideas look like. And then when you come out of it and you get some better pockets of opportunity, you understand how to make money because you are profitable because you didn't dig yourself a giant hole. So bringing this all the way back to the top, I've been having a lot of conversations with friends who are traders and my wife, honestly, because, she sees a lot of what I go through during the day and discuss. So I'm just going to tell you straight up, if you're feeling sorry for yourself right now, get over it. I'm saying that as somebody who loves you, as a teammate, as somebody who's, the leader of the pack here, whatever terminology you want to use. I don't have a title, so I don't care about all that kind of stuff. But I am telling you, if you've been struggling or feeling like this is a tough market, get over it and pull up your overalls. There's no other way to put it. If you want to learn how to go into the greatest market in the world and get paid on a regular basis, you have to learn when it's great and how to handle when it's great. You have to learn when it's less than obvious what to do. And then when you come out the other side of both of those situations, you're going to be in a better position than most people who've ever attacked the market because you have understanding of how to read the tape, how to read the order flow, and you understand how to act in those different scenarios. I've actually had people this week ask me why I'm not trading more, and they paid for me to give them ideas. And look, I understand we all want to trade, but we're not a chat room. We're not here to call out every single 1 second blip in the market. We're here to actually see our accounts go up every single month. And that means that when there's something to do, I will be trading more actively than everybody in the room combined. When there's nothing to do or very little to do, or we have to adjust our game plan, that means I'm teaching you how to keep your capital in the context of what I just showed you that I obviously learned here in a monster way. Again, this is 2 years of the market going down. 2 years versus 18 months of the market not going down for more than a week. Or, again, a little bit of exaggeration there, but pretty close, right? So my mission is to teach you how to actually be a trader, not just how to read charts. And a big part of that and the big lesson that we've experienced, especially over the last 2 weeks, is the tape has absolutely changed. We're going to get a little bit more into hedging. We're going to get a little bit more into short selling. We're going to get a little bit more into game planning, short selling. But I will tell you, as somebody who has gone through every imaginable thing that you can as a trader, 80% of trading success is your mindset. 80% of it. And I was actually talking to my wife this morning, and in the context of this conversation is I actually think that one of the things I'm most proud of with our community is that the members of our community who have been here, let's just say for more than a month, one of the biggest, most important things that I think that I have taught them is to understand that losing trades are a part of the business, and how you mentally handle trades that don't work out and quickly move on to the next idea and try and make it back, as opposed to crying like a 5-year-old who didn't get a lollipop. It changes everything, because now you are open to every single trading idea and every single decision that you make to be a learning experience, as opposed to crying over the fact that you didn't get the result that you wanted, which is real. That's the real world. So if I could just let everybody know what I think is one of the most impactful things that we do is understanding that tough conditions mean that we have to adapt, and losing trades are a part of the edge of any edge, and mentally handling trades that don't work out and mentally handling less than ideal situations. That is something that I think that we do very differently than everybody. And that's because I had to teach that to myself, which is how you last in this business, which is how you don't go home and finish the day or trade during the day with a big knot in your stomach, because, kind of exactly what I said here. Is that good or bad? No, it's what we got. And it's the follow through that we got. It's the conditions that we got. It's the tape that we got. So now we just trade according to what we have. Sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes it's a little tougher. And as long as you are diligent in paying attention to the context of how we talk about mentally managing yourself, you're going to be more than okay. And I want to thank you for joining our community, to understand that what we're doing is about learning how to become a trader, not learning how to expect every single opportunity to be perfect. And that applies to entrepreneurship as well. And obviously everybody knows that I'm really big into Napoleon Hill and all that kind of stuff. And when you dig deeper into those stories, the stories are all about all of the adversity that they had to go through to understand what it actually takes to be successful. And that's what I promise to give you. I promise to give you the real feedback, not the feedback that sometimes we all think that we need to get. And you will especially appreciate it during the times when the market's a little bit tougher, that you did not dig yourself a hole by following the lead of the members of our community, who understand that we're in this for the long run. And Jerry yesterday actually posted something pretty good that I just want to pull up on the screen, because this was in context to somebody talking about trading a stock that was going down yesterday. And if you don't know, Jerry and I did a lot of coaching. Jerry was a coaching client of mine a few years ago when actually I did private coaching. And I'm not saying he's successful because of our coaching, although, Jerry does credit a lot of what we did at that time for helping, but Jerry works his tail off. But this is what you learn in our community, where Jerry is talking about buying the dips. And this is the part that people miss right here. This is the part that people miss, where in the context of, if you decide to take a trade that's less than perfect. And again, I sent an email last night. Watch that video that I emailed everybody last night, because it was a really incredible second half of a coaching call that we had on Monday in the context of this, where small size, very tight and low risk stop. This is in the context of what I said this morning about traders. Oh my gosh, I love when my losing trades get crushed. No, you don't. You're an idiot. You don't love when you're losing trades. It means that you blew your stop loss. Jerry is showing you how to handle when you take a trade that's a little bit more aggressive, and how to manage it. And what he's talking about in the expectation of follow through until the trade follows through. Snapshot this. I'm telling you, take a screenshot of this and post it into your Google Doc or wherever you do your trading on a regular basis. This is trading gold. This is an experienced trader telling you that he's buying dips, small size if it's less than perfect, expecting 2 or 3 times to not have a profitable trade until he catches the one trade that does work out. That is trading gold right there. And I absolutely had to make it a part of what we do this morning, because for those of you that think the first trade is always going to be the trade that works out, that's great that's great. When it does, that's awesome. You've seen a few trades recently, opening range breakouts that haven't followed through, inside 5-minute candles that haven't followed through, daily breakout trades that haven't followed through. Big deal. It's a part of what we do. You're paying the electric bill. You're paying your employees. You're buying inventory until new customers come in and you get a swarm of people buying and your account goes up. That's real trading, what Jerry posted in here. That is trading gold. That's an experienced trader talking to you about share size, an experienced trader talking to you about the expectation of how often the perfect trade just flies off your fingertips, and how he manages the downside with small share size, expecting them not to follow through, expecting every one of them not to follow through, until the one that does, that's the one that pays for all the other losses. Right there, that, my friends, is a real trading plan. That is a trader who understands the big picture. That's a trader who's treating every situation in the professional manner that says, I'm here for the long term. I don't need every single trade to make money. I'm going to adjust my position size and my expectation based on whether I'm buying it moving in my favor, buying the dip, or whether it's a perfect condition or not. That right there is something for you to put under your pillow and sleep on, because that's what it takes to be a professional trader. A couple of sentences that took probably 20 years for it to finally sink in. Now, you have our community, so that doesn't take 20 years, obviously, because I'm going to keep drilling this into your head day after day, hour by hour, and you won't take 20 years. It'll take 2 weeks. You'll take a month. Some people will take a little bit longer. We all have our own different learning curves. That's what it takes. That's somebody who's trading a long time, and that's somebody who owns a restaurant as well. So we get questions all the time. Who is the best fit for our community? And we have found that a good majority of our community are entrepreneurs who understand that it's not a perfect world. But if you want to get to the other side, you got to look fear in the face. You got to look adversity in the face and say, F you, you are not beating me. That's what it takes to be successful. If you crumble like a wet paper bag the first time you have adversity, please go get a job and ask them how many days off you get for holidays and what kind of benefits you get and how many vacation days you get. Because entrepreneurship or trading, probably not for you. If you are on the other side of that and you say, you know what, that was just a setback. F you, you're not beating me. You look up in the sky and say, that's the best you have. That's the best you could throw at me, and you think I'm gonna quit. You're wrong. I'm going to show you that I have what it takes. That is the perfect person who's good for our community. That's what it takes. So I'm bringing this up because of all the emails I'm getting, the feedback I'm getting, the comments I'm getting. I want you to know that if you listen to the advice that Jerry perfectly puts into a short 3 or 4 sentences right here, this is what it takes to be successful. This is not about show me the perfect bull flag. What we do is you're learning how to take money from the market. You're learning how to make the market make you money. You're learning how to deal with adversity in a way that it doesn't cost you a lot of money. And then the next stage is understanding how to make more when your store is full and people have their money out and they can't wait to give it to you, which in our terms are order flow in multiple time frames, all pointing in the same direction. That's what our community is about. So if you're whining in the wrong place. If you are crying about getting stopped out, if you are crying about it being a tough market, if you are whining and feeling pity for yourself, I'm telling you straight up, you are in the wrong community. That is not what our community is about. I very intentionally molded all the conversations and the phraseology that we have in our community based on what I truly believe down in the bottom of my heart, which is if you refuse to quit, you can eventually get to where you want to be. And in our case, in our community, that means trading success. If you get to the point where you finally start to believe that, or just need a little bit of a push, you're in the right community. That is what we're all about. And I'm leaving this on the screen because Jerry is saying all of this in just 3 or 4 sentences here. He's literally telling you, I might get stopped out until I get one. Small size, I'm adjusting my position. I'm tightening up my trailing stop. Don't whine. If you're here, you believe you can do it. Lean on me. Lean on me more than you've ever leaned on somebody ever before to understand what it takes. Because I'm telling you, I say this all the time. when we do have that time and eventually our group gets together in person, and I tell you some of the stories of adversity that I had when I first became a trader and when I first became an entrepreneur, I'm telling you, you won't believe some of the stuff that I had to overcome to get to where I am now, which is also why I have unshakable belief that anything is possible. It's literally the tattoo I have on my arm. Seek the impossible, which is never more than a step away. That's what our community is about. And I'm bringing this up because of the market that we're in right now. And I do not want to see somebody who has big dreams let those dreams go to the wayside because the market went down for 4 days. I don't want to see that. I want to see you lean on me for support. I want to see you lean on other members of the community for support. But ask questions how to improve. Do not complain. Complaining is the wrong focus. You're going to get what you focus on. Focus on getting better. That's where your focus should be. Okay? All right. That's just the start of the call.